Hello everyone, welcome to Commerce classes. So we are starting with the chapter Cost Volume Profit Analysis. Now before we start with the chapter, we need to understand what is desired from us or what are the important components or contents of this chapter. Now cost volume profit analysis can be done through two techniques. So we'll be studying both these techniques in this chapter. Number one is profit volume analysis. Another is break even analysis. So in PV analysis, we'll be calculating contribution, PV ratio, which is also called contribution margin ratio. Then these ratios will be determined for individual products as well as for overall the company, assuming multiple products are there. So we'll be calculating overall contribution and overall profit volume ratio. Preparation of contribution based cost sheet depending upon changes in the variables. Then how to improve PV ratio. Third is, this is a very important application of PV analysis, which is limiting or key factor and determination of sales mix for maximizing the profit. That is, if a company is dealing with multiple products, because the term sales mix implies that we have different products being sold. So companies to decide what will be the optimum sales mix, how many units of each of the different products should be sold for maximizing the profit. Now this is based on key factor and we make use of PV analysis in this. This is a very important application of PV analysis. Then we have break-even analysis, which includes determination of break-even point in terms of units and break-even sales. That is, it is in unit form and it is in form of sales revenue in rupees term. Now there are two ways to do the analysis. One is algebraic method, that is we'll be making use of ratios etc. And second is the graphical method, wherein we will be making use of break-even charts. We will not only be making break-even charts, but we'll also make profit volume chart and angle of incidence will also be determined, because this also throws light on various relationship between the cost, volume and profit, and various decisions are based on this. Then there are various variants of break-even analysis, like cash break-even point, then margin of safety and its uses. Apart from that, how to improve break-even point and break-even sales, like how should a company improve on this. Then an important application of break-even analysis is cost and difference point of two methods for choice of method. Like you might be having 2 or 3 methods available for producing your products. So out of these methods, which one should be chosen? Now it will depend upon cost and difference point, like at what cost level both the methods are equally suitable. I mean, there is no difference in the two methods at that cost level. So cost in difference point. So up to which level method 1 should be used, beyond that method 2 should be used. So this type of decision will be based on cost and difference analysis, which is a part of break-even analysis. Now why I am giving you these two applications separately along with these analysis, because once we have done the analysis and then we solve the questions, then sometimes students gets confused, like when they are having determination of sales mix, then they wonder which technique to use. Then you should remember, for sales mix PV analysis is to be used, whereas for choice of methods, which is based on cost, we need to use break-even analysis. Now apart from these two important applications, there are various other applications of these two techniques. So we'll be studying these applications under both these techniques, like calculation of missing points or missing amounts. Like there might be something missing in a question. You have various components like sales, sales price, quantity to be sold, fixed cost, variable cost, contribution. So these are all components involved in a break-even analysis. So you might be given a few of them, some of them might be missing. So how to calculate the missing amounts? This can be done under both these analyses, right? Then determination of sales value for a target profit or break-even point. So even break-even point is determined using PV analysis. Then you have determination of profit at a given sales value. Like if a company is deciding that this is going to be our sales quantity, then how much profit are we going to make? using this. Then analyzing effect of changes in different components, like these are all components. So if change takes place in any of these components, then how will it affect profit, PV ratio or break-even analysis? So this we'll be doing once we have done both these analysis, but these three are covered under each. So when we are doing PV analysis, we'll solve these applications. Under break-even analysis, we'll solve these applications. In fact, later on when you have mastered these two techniques, you will be finding that for solving a practical question, there are different ways to approach it. So a person might be solving it in one way, another might be solving it in some other way. Because you can use both these techniques for these applications, for these problems. Then you have use of both these analysis in judging performance of the company in times of rising and shrinking demand. So if a company's products demand is increasing, then which type of company will be doing better? And if the demand is falling or there is a less demand, then which company is better to invest in? So these type of decisions. So we'll not only be understanding the ratios and calculations, but our problems will be involving analysis based on these ratios and decision making, right? Now in the theory we'll be having definitions of all these, then formulae, basic assumptions under this, and uses and limitations. Uses of course are these uses. These are the uses that we'll be having for these analysis. And limitations obviously comes out of assumptions, because if we have assumed something, that limits our working. If we assume that these techniques are applicable when the units being sold is equal to the production, then this is a limitation also, because if we have stock left with us, then this technique is not going to work. Then how to adjust that for the stock? So limitations will be based on assumptions, which will be conceptual limitations, and some of the limitations might be practical limitations when we are solving the questions. So this is all that we are going to study in this chapter of CVP analysis. So in the next video, we'll be understanding PV analysis. Thank you.